Item Identification SCP-3040 Object Class Euclid Special Containment Procedures
SCP-3034-1 is to be contained in a standard humanoid containment unit. SCP-3040-1 may file for additional furniture items which are to be reviewed and approved by site personnel. SCP-3040-1 is allowed to move around site as it pleases, as long as it is accompanied by 2 Level 2 personnel at all times. SCP-3040-1 is no longer granted wandering privileges. Any requests for SCP-3040 to be amputated are to be ignored by all Foundation personnel. Only objects larger than 20 cubic centimeters are allowed to enter SCP-3040-1's containment unit in order to prevent the anomalous properties of SCP-3040 from manifesting. This protocol may be suspended for research purposes only. When allowed to roam the facility, SCP-3040-1 must be presented with an item to hold. With SCP-3040, refusal to do so will result in a suspension of her roaming permission. If SCP-3040-1 must leave its containment cell, a 10 cubic centimeter wooden cube is to be held by SCP-3040. This cube cannot have writing or any methods of conveying information on it. SCP-3040-1 refers to former agent Charlene Vanguard, who lost her left hand due to the failed capture of an anomaly in Incident -A. SCP-3040 refers to the area which SCP-3040-1's left hand was. SCP-3040 is not visible on the electromagnetic spectrum, nor is it detectable by chemical means. SCP-3040-1 describes it as a phantom limb, which it senses at all times despite not physically being present. It states it has full control over the limb, yet expresses that the limb causes constant discomfort at all times. SCP-3040's anomalous properties manifest once SCP-3040-1 attempts to grasp an object equal to or smaller than 20 cubic centimeters with a missing hand. Upon doing so, the object will vanish entirely and cannot be recovered unless SCP-3040-1 places the object in the precise location it occupied before, relative to the object's surroundings. No more than one object can be held at a time by SCP-3040. If asked to place an held object elsewhere, SCP-3040-1 will express distress and discomfort, claiming that it cannot release the object. Items that disappear appear in SCP-3040-A. SCP-3040-A is an extra-dimensional void of unknown volume only accessible by items held by SCP-3040. GPS devices do not work within SCP-3040-A, but electronic equipment does function within SCP-3040-A if running on an internal power source. SCP-3040-A is usually empty. However, some objects have been observed within video footage. No object persists for more than a fraction of a second, and the Foundation has yet to interact with one of the objects within SCP-3040-A. All objects visible within SCP-3040-A were at one point placed within SCP-3040-A. It is theorized that SCP-3040-A is a localized time anomaly that can have no effect on the outside world, excluding the act of taking the object in. Update. See Amendum 2-A for information on recently observed properties of SCP-3040-A. Addendum 1-A. Interview SCP-3040-1. Foundation agent that is the host of SCP-3040. Interviewer Dr. May Nathans, medical doctor trained in treating amputees. Forward. This interview was conducted with SCP-3040-1 after her recovery from the incident, and resulted in the discovery of SCP-3040. Dr. Nathans was assigned to SCP-3040-1 due to her training.
Begin log, time 12:58, date 4. Redacted.
Hello, Agent Vanguard.
Hey.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, it still feels like I have my hand, but I don't know. It's not there.
I see. So you feel as if you're experiencing a phantom limb of sorts?
Yes, Doc. It's not there. I can't exactly feel an actual limb.
Agent, there's no need to be so sarcastic.
Sorry. Just kinda strained from literally losing a hand, you know?
I understand.
Anyways, why'd you here? I already had a different doc assigned to me.
Well, after I reported discomfort stemming from your amputated limb, they referred me to check up on you. Are you sure everything's okay?
I'm fine, Doc. Really. Just some PLS. That's all. That's normalish, right?
It is, yes. But I need to make sure. Could you show me your arm, please? Everything seems fine visually.
Told you.
And it's just a sort of ache where your hand used to be?
An ache. And I can still feel the hand. Kinda. Like an after image I can move. That's what PLS is like normally, right?
Some experience that, yes. Though it is curious how you're experiencing this so soon after losing your hand.
It's just my body being weird, Doc. Nothing big about it. Don't worry, I just need to recover and I'll be A-okay and ready for duty again. That mission was botched from the get-go when Duncan...
That doesn't matter. Since you're experiencing some form of PLS, I'll be sure to refer you to therapy so you can get back on the job soon.
If they won't let me go because of my missing hand?
It's very possible you may retain your position. You are right-handed, yes?
Yeah, I can still shoot with my right hand, and a simple prosthetic could give me support. I just worry, you know? Especially for Duncan, even though...
This meeting isn't about Agent Banner.
Right.
Do you have any questions before I go?
No, Doc. I'm good. Well,
what?
I want to try grabbing something. Just to prove myself my hand isn't there. Could you hand me that pen?
If you wish. Here.
What the hell?
I need to report this. I'm sorry, Charlene, but I have to.
End log.
Closing statement. SCP-3040-1. remained unresponsive until it was transferred to its containment unit. Its phantom limb was then classified as SCP-3040. Addendum 1B, Experimental Logs. Experiment 1, Date 4/.
Redacted.
Subject, a ballpoint pen. Procedure, SCP-3040-1 was instructed to grasp the ballpoint pen with her missing hand. Results, the pen vanished from view once the pen was grasped. Chemical, visual, and physical analysis of the region where the pen had been indicated that the pen was not simply invisible, but no longer present. After the pen was placed down, it reappeared in the identical position and state it was in prior to being lifted. Analysis. The pen disappeared in all ways. No chemical, physical, or electromagnetic detection was possible. Perhaps the object was teleported elsewhere. Dr. Klaus. Experiment 2. Date 4.
Redacted.
Subject, a ballpoint pen with a small GPS tracker attached. Procedure, SCP-3040-1 was instructed to grasp the ballpoint pen with her missing hand. Results, once again the pen disappeared, leaving no physical or chemical trace. Upon vanishing, the GPS signal immediately winked out. Once SCP-3040-1 released the pen, the GPS signal reappeared. Analysis. The GPS tracker did not output a signal. Wherever the object is taken, it is either in the location outside of GPS reach, or simply not in this world at all. Dr. Klaus. Experiment 7. Date 5/.
Redacted.
Subject, a 20 centimeter cube block of wood, followed by a 15 centimeter cube block of wood, followed by a 10 centimeter cube block of wood. Procedure, SCP-3040-1 was instructed to grasp each block of wood sequentially. Results, all 3 blocks of wood disappeared. Analysis. Upper limit is 20 centimeters cubed, it seems. Previous 4 tests corroborate that nothing larger than this size can be held. Useful information for future tests. Perhaps cameras can work when no longer visible? Dr. Klaus. Experiment 8. Date 5-.
Redacted.
Subject, a small GoPro camera. Procedure, the camera was set to record, and SCP-3040-1 was instructed to grasp the camera for 20 seconds, then to place it down. Results, the camera disappeared, much like the previous objects, and appeared once again once SCP-3040-1 released it. The camera was fully functional afterwards. Please see Addendum 1C for sustained footage. Analysis. The location objects go to seems to be devoid of anything, aside from what is introduced before. Unsure if those are physical or incorporeal manifestations, and due to this short manifestation period, it is unlikely I will be able to test that. Further testing is how objects behave inside of SCP-3040-A is needed. Dr. Klaus. Experiment 13. Date 6-.
Redacted.
Subject, a mug of hot coffee. Procedure, SCP-3040-1 was instructed to grasp the handle of the mug, and once the object disappeared, was instructed to pour it out before setting it down again. Results, the mug, upon return, was still filled with hot coffee. The volume and temperature of the liquid had not changed at all, despite SCP-3040-1 confirming she tried to pour it out. Analysis. Objects inside are resistant to being changed in a way that alters them physically. The temperature of the coffee also did not change. digital thermometers peg the internal temperature of SCP-3040-A at about negative 268 Celsius as well. The lack in temperature alteration may be due to SCP-3040-A being a total vacuum, or perhaps any physical changes are impossible, including the loss of heat energy. More video records and perhaps a digital atmospheric scanner is needed. Addendum 1-C. Note: due to the loss of the original footage, only the textual documentation written by Dr. Klaus remains. The recording begins with a short clip of SCP-3040-1. It looks directly at the camera before reaching out to it, with the limb that is host to SCP-3040. After contact with SCP-3040 is made, the video cuts to a seemingly endless and empty white expanse. A quiet hum can be heard through the speakers for the entire duration of the remaining clip. After exactly 8.73 seconds, a ballpoint pen identical to the one used in Experiment 1 appears for approximately 0.25 seconds. After 3.61 seconds, a pen identical to the one utilized in Experiment 2 appears. In the last 3 seconds of the video, the 3 wooden blocks from Experiment 7 appear sequentially, exactly 1 second apart. The video cuts abruptly back to SCP-3040-1, which is looking towards Dr. Klaus. The footage ends there. Addendum 2-A. Further testing within SCP-3040-A revealed multiple temporal anomalies affecting the dimension. These anomalies include the following. Any electronic recording device within SCP-3040-A will have all files related to SCP-3040-A altered if placed into SCP-3040-A more than once. Alterations to the files only consist of changing all past files to contain all objects recently introduced into the time loop. Importantly, this affects any copies of the files as well, regardless of if they are present on the device at the time of reintroduction or not. SCP-3040-A exists within a persistent minute-long time loop. Any objects inserted within SCP-3040-A will appear within all following loops at the precise moment they appeared and will persist for 0.25 seconds without fail. No observed objects within SCP-3040-A persist for long. Any and all living organisms will enter a form of stasis. Cells will cease to function temporarily but will not die, and all brain activity ceases as well. Organisms display no ill effects due to the stasis. Any electronic device attached to the organism will continue to function and monitor the organism. However, if an object is placed within SCP-3040-A, removed, altered, then placed back within SCP-3040-A, all electronic information involving the object will change to have the most recent version of the object present. This does not affect data created before 4-Redacted. Incident 3040-1. Date 6-Redacted. On 6-Redacted. Video footage containing the coffee mug utilized in Experiment 13 appeared to change, despite the files being unedited. This coincides with a separate experiment performed by Dr. Klaus, which utilized the same coffee mug without any fluid in it. At approximately 12:35, in sight on 5-Redacted, numerous researchers can be seen around the table. An empty coffee mug is seen on the table, adjacent to numerous papers. One researcher reaches for the papers and inadvertently causes the mug to fall on its side. All adjacent papers appear to stain, as if coffee was poured onto them, despite no coffee being visible in the mug. Researchers scramble and act as if coffee had been spilled despite no liquid being visible on the video feed. At 13:56, on 5-
Reacted.
the same mug was seen in the hands of Dr. Klaus. He motions as if he is drinking it, yet no liquid is seen within the mug. After this incident, Dr. Klaus asserted that in both situations, the mug had been full of coffee. He claimed that a similar effect had been observed with earlier testing of SCP-3040-A, but it did not affect non-digital objects. What was once thought to be an isolated dimension now shows that it can literally alter digital history. Memories, physical evidence, and everything else is unaffected, but digital recordings can be completely altered, and we may never know. The fact it can rewrite our records without our awareness, without a trace, is enough for me to ask for reclassification to Euclid. And perhaps seek ways to neutralize it, primarily for the safety and preservation of our data. SCP-3040-1 must be kept under careful observation. Allowing it to wander the facility now may prove too dangerous unless specific actions are taken to minimize the chances of SCP-3040 altering information in our records. Dr. Klaus. Further testing of SCP-3040-A has been suspended to maintain stability and reliability of digital records. SCP-3040 upgraded to Euclid. Any requests for amputation of SCP-3040 are to be rejected until further notice.
End file.